Hey, NASDAQ, where you get the best dope on the markets. I am your technical analyst, Alan Palmer, came from the pits. What are we looking at here? Right here, this is bean oil. Okay, let's just look at this. We're up 200. Okay, 3%, 6 times 3, $1.80. Okay, this was Friday. This was, what is this? This is an interday. Yeah. Okay. So this is Friday, okay, and we had this announcement, and we broke due to the way the algos read it is that we were going to allow 50% of these bean oil imports, okay? Well, anyway, and I thought it was a farce anyway. Why would Trump allow that? Why would he allow that? And, but, okay, getting back to where we are right here, right now. These are not all-time highs. Let's look here. Okay, that's a daily. Okay, that's a weekly. Okay, and a couple of years ago we got up to 91. Okay, so this is where we are. Okay, these are bigger numbers here, bigger sequence. Okay, and so we came down to the orange. This was that about 40. This is May bean oil. Okay, we were talking 48.50 at or 38. No. Here it was 48.50. Yeah, here it is 48.50. This is a monthly. I'm sorry. I was and here we came back to a head and shoulders. This was a rim announcement also. Okay, where we took off. We went limit up here. One of these 400-point up days. And we spent the next 6 months breaking, okay? So there's it. 1 red is down, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6 month. Ish. Depends where you start to count. Okay, and then we ran. Funds were short, and now funds are long, okay? And we'll see. We could take off and go to all-time highs. This situation is fluid here. Why is it fluid? This is one reason, okay? And actually, this is really a great reason for Trump to increase the biodiesel allotment in the fuel, in the gas. However that works out, do your own research, okay? This is price research. And so here's where we are in crude. 103.38 was the high. Today is March 30th. Tomorrow is the last day of the month. The end of quarter one, okay? And you know what? Here, this was another one here. Don't freak out. I know you don't trade it. I'm going to go to something else here. Quarter end. Okay, everything has quarter end. Did you see that silver breaking? This is an old olive line sell in the June cattle here. Okay, here we've got 2 sets of olives. These are a little bit longer. This right here, 236. This is August. 236.50 is today's high. 236.63, okay? We printed it yesterday. I don't know if we took out this high, 236.87, did we? We usually do. 77, we did not, okay? So this is an area. This is an area you can sell it here, have a buy stop over that, whatever that is, right there, okay? And then you could sit out these. If, in fact, this is the end of the quarter and these guys have just marked up their inventory, I don't know what's going to break cattle prices. Okay, enough of cattle. All right, speaking of the beast, here's the hogs. Okay, we had this break up here. We had some trend lines here. This was a sell area, okay? And then, these would be buy areas on the way down. We didn't quite get down here. We had a report here. Okay, we broke into the report, and then the report came out here. We opened up, okay, and you could see a little sevens, couple sevens. That's a buy program. Here's today, new week. We are higher on the week, right? Because we closed Friday. And we're up to the screen here. We got long-term trend line over here that we broke out over. Held, hold, fold. Okay. Anyway, this is hogs. Let's hit the rest of the grains here. These are soybeans here. What is this? Is a daily, right? Yeah, this is a daily here. This was when we ran up to a long-term trend line right here, 1240 in the goats. missed by 2 cents, okay? But it gives you there. Now listen, if you're like like myself, I'd be a floor trader. If I was looking to sell that, I think I might price them in at 39 in the goats. That would have been unable, okay? So, but anyway, here we are here. You can see these lines right here, folks. These will be small head and shoulders tops, okay? Now the funds are long. We got this crude oil situation. Here's crude upper left, okay? Wherever this thing resolves, as a matter of fact, let's go look at all contracts. Let's just see how they are here. Okay, so we have, here's the front month up 288, and you can see it right there. I'm not going to, okay? And then you can see how these are barely higher, okay? So September, look at this, 82. What? Oh, okay, 103, okay. I keep hearing 113. You know what? They're talking Brent, okay? Fake news is telling you Brent prices trying to scare you. They are absolutely trying to scare you. So here we got, this is on the day here. I suggested possible trades, maybe selling, for example, you sell the Junes, okay, and buy next year's June. Where's next year's June? June 27, okay? What do we got? 73 and 96. So it's about $13 over. Okay, I'm just throwing those ideas out here. I'm not telling you to take anything home short overnight. Okay, you can hear right here. $3,000 up your keister. Okay, here's silver here. We just, what time is it? 9:04 a.m. Okay, it's Monday morning. Okay, so here we come up here. Look at this in silver here. Okay, it's just a number. Okay, here's the green. Here's the orange, and then the olives are up there, okay? 72.01.90, 72.02 half. That got filled, okay? This was just, this is this morning on the 725 bar. As a matter of fact, here we got a light green over here. They're just, look, these are just within 50 cents here. I do have some things here. I got two of these right here, the 69.80 level. But if we trade under that, is this a long-term top? Okay? Anyway, this would be an area down here. This is going to be an area down here, but you shoulder a risk. If we go back down to 7, here, let's look at it on daily. Okay, we get back down here. We came up pretty fast. We came up extremely fast. Okay? And here we are just in a range here. I just have a little tiny range here. Okay? So within the whole scheme of things, these would be big numbers, okay? These are just trading numbers. We're going to cover these things on this page here. So this is wheat, okay? The only thing I can say here, you can see I had a slew of numbers up here. This down here, okay, you had it against these old highs, okay? And then there's a red here, okay? 579. And with something else, right? 3 cents below that, less than 3 cents. Came down here once, you didn't have a bid in here. Came down here twice, okay. And then here, you come down here twice, okay, to this level. And then we go outside up. We got follow through buying. Long-term trend line going up, orange sell, okay. It's just a little way on how you might read the charts, okay, or you can learn them. Here's the NASDAQ opened up higher here. These are two supports. These things can become resistance, okay? We got bank problems over in the stock market. Here's a daily in the S&P. You can see here we're making 6-month lows, okay? That was Friday. This is corn here. Same kind of thing. We got to see. We got a little head and shoulders top. It'll be somewhere here. It's probably right here to here. Let me draw it for you here. Just little free trading lesson here. You got to take the low of that to the low of the. Oops. See how that's off? Here, let's go like this. Here. It's a little too hard. Okay, here to here. Okay, so 71 7/8 here. Okay, we're just knocking on the door. This would be the first, okay? These are, if one was looking to sell wheat today, that might be one of your, it's not a big one here. This would be maybe a little bit bigger here. And then we get a big head and shoulders here like this, okay, right here. This area right here, 1150 round down, okay? Round down. You could look at the levels over there, okay? And right here, this means that both of these trend lines are right here, okay? Exactly at 49 and 7/8, 49 and a quarter, okay? Less than a penny, less than 3/4 of a penny. Well, I can't say that. Okay. Okay, couple grain spreads here. This is a soybean spread, okay? You can look up here, see what it is. July Nove, okay? Little trend line here. We took off from, I don't know, where did we take off from? Was it minus 12 or was it plus 12? Yeah, plus 9 here. Right here was where we took off, okay? And so then here's our follow through high close last Monday, gap lower, literally gap. You can make a case that that's an island top, actually. And this is where we are. If you're looking to buy it, here's some levels down here going into summer, on some bean demand. And here's your bean oil up 204 right now. Here's corn here. This is July Dees corn. Okay, you can see here, got an olive line. We were lower here in 24 here. We're taking all the steam out of here, even though corn's up at 460. Okay, well, let's just look at a corn chart. Okay, we're down to 430 back here, back last August. Summer's low, I guess. Well, I don't know if that was summer low. Yeah, it was summer low. And this was the beginning of 26. Okay, bearish. Okay, funds flip long corn. And I don't know. If you're a farmer, I think you hit the bid. You're selling corn here. This is a long-term trend line going up here. Here's a couple other levels we did not get up to here. So if you need anything, email me, ARP@NASDAQ. Always use the risk stop to stop the risk. Thanks for watching. Give me a thumbs up if you see this on social media. This is what AI cannibalization has done to the floor traders. It's coming to an industry near you. Thanks for watching.